going to be about the Parkland, Florida shootings. The first thing I want to say is that my thoughts, prayers, condolences, and empathy goes out to the families and loved ones of the victims that were shot down in Florida by that sick fuck. All right, so it was a school shooting. There's so many school shootings that happen nowadays. I believe that one of the reasons is the fame that it produces instantly for that individual. There is a worldwide reaction when someone in America, whenever there's a mass shooting, it doesn't matter if it's America or any country. If there's ever a mass shooting on civilians, and it happens to be continually children, since these are gun-free zones that these shooters like to go to, because that's where children are. They're in gun-free zones where it's safe. So whenever there's any kind of mass shooting, there's a worldwide knowledge of it. Everyone knows pretty much what happened because everyone's talking about it. The media is talking about it, and so this sick fuck, gets like world famous overnight, right? And I think that's got to be part of it, at least with some of these guys. Remember that guy who walked into the Colorado movie theater like dressed up? He walked in during Batman, and he walks in there dressed in full SWAT gear with semi-automatic weapons and shit, and starts blowing in bullets in the movie theater during trying to be Bane or some bullshit like that. It's very theatrical, and it's not always theatrical, okay? But I just get a sense that these guys want attention, acknowledgement, recognition. There's something missing in their lives, and they're forcefully taking it from the world in retribution, right? Like, what was that guy, Rogers, in Southern California, who wrote his whole what was that thing that he wrote, his memento or something, his the day of retribution that he was going to do, talking about all this stuff that how he was going to get back at the world. So it keeps on happening, and it won't stop happening. People say, how do we get it to stop happening? How do we get there to be changed? If you just don't do anything, it will keep happening. And that's proved itself, because it's been about 20 years now since Columbine. And that was pretty much like when school mass shootings really took off, and other children started or teenagers started being aware, as they grew up, oh, hey, people shoot up schools, people go into schools and shoot them up, and these are gun-free zones, and so yeah, it's for a shooter that is looking to do damage. People that are around their age, I think would be, because that's their social circle, and for a shooter, it's usually combined with mental illness, but also it's combined with getting back at the world, right? Getting back at it, and so that's usually going to involve their peers, right? So they want to probably be killing their peers, getting back at their peers. I know Rogers was saying something about that he was a virgin or whatever was part of the reason that he was doing his shooting. So talking about what can be done, there's pro guns and there's anti guns. I'm going to say right now that while I am not an expert on firearms, I did grow up in the country in California, and I had a rifle in my hands probably at 6-7 years old, and my dad, whenever I'd shoot the real rifle, right, which was a 22 gauge, but that's shooting real bullets, right, that can, a BB gun can kill someone with if you shoot them in the eye or something. But you're basically moving from that next level from like an air rifle, right, to something where there's an explosion, ignition, and a piece of lead goes flying out that's going to go through someone's body, right? And that's what a 22 will do. Maybe not through, but it'll be lodged in there. Whereas a BB gun, no. So when my dad would, when I'd shoot the real gun, right, or handgun, whatever, because my dad wanted me to know from a young age that these are very powerful and that they need to be respected. So he would always be with me, and he would be right there by my side when I'd be shooting the rifle or handgun or whatever. He took me to the shooting range a few times, but for me and my friends, we would get our BB gun rifles that shot. I think they shot copper rounds or something like that. They're little tiny balls of metal that get shot out of the BB gun. And basically, how the BB gun works is you cock it like that and it creates an air pressure, and then the air pressure shoots this out, and it goes about, I don't know, if you shoot it on a straight line, it'll probably go like 1,000 feet before it hits the ground. So like it'll probably go like three football fields, shooting a straight line, maybe even further. They're pretty powerful. They're pretty powerful weapons. A lot of kids get their eyes shot out and stuff from mishandling of BB guns. Anyway, so as far as guns go, growing up, I've always had access to them. Shotguns as well, shooting mortars and shit, the stuff that flies in front of you, and then you shoot it out of the sky, right, with a shotgun. So I'm familiar with guns, I've used them, and I know that they are very powerful tools, and they need to be treated with the utmost respect of like anything. Like this is something, it's not a game. And the people who are really into guns, they also think this. The gun owners who are really into shooting or like contests and shit like that, they are very serious, and they understand that these are very, very serious tools. Okay, they can be used to do some of the most sick shit. Okay, but so can a car. A car can be used to run over a group of people. You can run over 50 people in a truck. Nothing. So it's alcohol. Someone drinks alcohol, it impairs their judgment. They decide they want to drive their car home because they're a lazy bastard. And, so then their impaired judgment help them with that decision. And then the person driving home loses control of the vehicle and, murders a family. It's sick. That's equally as sick to me. I don't know about equally as sick. It's not equally as sick as shooting up a school, but that's damn sick. Like drunk driving is very serious as well. It's not funny. As far as solutions to this is not funny. Okay, so we're not going to be playing any games or pretending that these schools are gun-free zones, safe zones. It's safe because we are gun-free. We people who are in charge, we don't allow guns here. Okay, well, first thing is, you stupid fucker. The first thing is that why the fuck would anyone that was following the rules be the ones who were going to shoot people? No, that's not how it is. It's the people who are not following the rules. And so it doesn't matter if you have a gun-free zone, okay? That has nothing to do with some sick fuck coming in and shooting up people, okay? Nothing. It's actually encouragement, okay? Okay, imagine this scenario. You have a dude who's going to do a mass shooting, right? Okay, first things first is that he's a coward because he's got a weapon and he's putting himself at a massive advantage. And, he's mowing down people, with a semi-automatic weapon or whatever. who are not weaponized, right? These guys want to go to the places where it's going to be easiest for them to be able to accomplish their objective with minimal interference. So a place that is a gun-free zone. Wow, I know for sure here everyone is unarmed. There's no arms here. That's really attractive. That's really attractive to these guys. They're thinking like perfect. Whereas, if there's another sign like a government building, say, and there's a sign that says outside that has a picture of security type diagram or military type diagram, and says this facility is protected by concealed carry weapons, something like that. That would be a place where a shooter would be like, nah, no, I'm not going there. He does not want to go there. No. That's like his nightmare, is going into a place like that, okay? So you see that contrast there, okay, right? But then the argument and is people are like, well, no, we want the schools to be safe. Well, they're not safe. No, but we want our children to be safe. They shouldn't go to a school where they could be shot. Well, they can be shot. So what are you going to do about it? You're going to make more gun-free? You're going to make more gun-free zones? What happens when the government tries to take away something that the citizens want? There becomes a black market, and they get it anyways. Okay? The war on drugs was a failure. It's still ongoing. And it's one of the biggest failures in human society's history. And just how stupid and destructive it's been. Okay? People get these drugs, yet the world has tried to stamp them out as hard as it possibly can. And it's impossible. People will get those drugs. Okay? That's been proved. The war on drugs has been a failure. If you ban guns, the people who want to get those guns to do bad things with them will get their hands on them. Okay? That's what people do. When people want something and it's been banned by a government, there becomes a black market. And people that want something bad enough get it. They'll go, So these kinds of shooters and shit like this, okay, yeah, maybe they're not going to be able to buy a gun the common way or whatever, but there would be an expanding black market to get guns that would start, or to get semi-automatic rifles if those got banned, that would start, and that would be a black market that would be going on. It would be a new thing, and it would try to be policed to get them out, but there would be no way of ending it, okay? That's not the solution. Taking guns away is not the solution. Controlling the citizens' rights and access to things is not the solutions. Controlling medicines, controlling drugs, controlling guns, making citizens not be able to access them. This is not how a functional government does their people. You need to get in touch with reality. Because those gun-free zones are attractive to shooters. Those schools, those gun-free zones are attractive to shooters. You know what I really liked was I liked President Trump's suggestion of offering an incentive to the salaries of teachers who are willing to arm themselves with concealed carry. Now you think, oh God, well I don't want the teachers in there shooting the kids. Well, they're not going to, because with something like that, there will also be some kind of if there's concealed carry with teachers in the school, and they're, the teachers who do the concealed carry get a bonus. That would go along with, very, very strict and well thought out regulations and guidelines on how that firearm would be used and how it would not be used by the teacher, who again is not a sick fuck like the people who want to kill people. The people who want to, okay, they're sick fucks, right? But the normal people, it's a gun is a tool, okay? It can be a tool for destruction, or it can be a tool for self-defense, okay? So the teachers who had the guns, the concealed carry, they would not be the sick fucks who were using the tool the wrong way, okay? They're going to be good people. And we're going to give the government leverage to be able to decide which ones of those teachers, okay? So just forget about that whole thing about that not being a good idea because teachers might shoot the students. No, they're only going to shoot when there's an active shooter. That's the guideline. You only shoot when there's an active shooter, okay? And if you now install signs in front of these fucking schools that have these pictures, like I said with the government building, right? Tear down those fucking gun-free zone signs. Tear down that shit. Fuck you. And put up this new sign, okay? Put up this new sign that has a picture of a security or military diagram, concealed carry, and says, the administrators on this campus may be armed, or there are armed, trained administrators on this campus, or posting police guards at the campus with guns. 2, not 1, 2 guards, policemen that we pay out of our taxes. Why do we not want to pay those guys? There's not enough budget. Well, the main thing is that people are just like, oh, I don't want guns. I just want to turn my head. I just want to turn my head and just pretend like it's not there. I hate this. I can't handle it. Yeah, you need to man the fuck up. Because those guns are there. And you people that are like, oh, I don't like concealed carry. Those people who have the licenses and the permits to actually do the legal concealed carry are the protectors who will open fire and kill the attacker. Stop the attack. Eliminate the attack. Stop the attack before it even begins, because the attacker does not want to go to a place where he's going to have a high likelihood of dying. He's not one of these people. He's not going in there to do a brave, heroic, courageous act. He's going in there to do the act of a coward, and he wants it to be as easy as possible, and he wants there to be as least resistance as possible. And there's no fighting this. If you disagree with that, I'm sorry, but you have a mental problem, because these people are going to keep doing this until you stand up to them. It's not a thing of, well, let's just pretend like it didn't happen. Let's ban guns because they're scary. Let's ban guns and the way of legally getting them. Let's ban the guns and of legally getting a concealed carry license. You know, guys who go through all that shit. Let's ban that. Let's ban that because guns are scary and they make me feel uncomfortable. You stupid fuck. These guys are what's needed to protect these places. There needs to be more concealed carry weapons. And more of the general population needs to have access to them. These schools, these gun-free zones, need to be armed. I'm sorry. That's the hard truth. They need to be armed because they're not safe places. And I would never send one of my children to one of them until this is fixed. And, whether or not that's disturbing that, you have to have armed guards at schools. Well, that's the world we live in. This is Dan from bodybuilderthailand.com.